Women and children stand around on the sandy terrain of Dolo in southern Somalia. They are some of the 150,000 Somalis who have left home in search of help in this town. The little recent rains behind the patchy growth are not enough. East Africa's worst drought in 40 years has forced millions of Somalis to leave their homes. 5 consecutive failed rainy seasons has pushed the troubled nation to the brink of famine, and this year is unlikely to be much different. While speaking of their hardship, residents recall how their children died of malnutrition. Somalia managed to avert an official famine declaration last year thanks to a massive dose of humanitarian aid, but that did not avert deaths altogether. Even without the famine declaration, there were 43,000 more deaths in Somalia in 2022 linked to the drought, the researchers have found. And half of these were of children under 5.
Climate change again and conflict, the things that we keep talking about are repeated, are happening not just in Somalia but around Africa. And so it's not only important to keep a focus on it, and people like me and others that do this need to remind the world community of what's going on in these regions, and especially here in Somalia.
Humanitarian organizations like the WFP were likely to have less funding generally this year as donor budgets got squeezed. Thus, the challenges Somalis have to grapple with will be much the same. Forecasts from the Intergovernmental Authority on Development show that a 50% likelihood of rainfall this season being below average in Dolo. Now there in Dolo, maize prices jumped about 23% year on year, according to data from the World Bank. The United Nations has appealed for $2.6 billion to help 7.6 million Somalis in 2023, but only $609 million has been raised so far. The global economic downturn, lingering effects of the pandemic, and the number of global crises, including the Russia-Ukraine war, are expected to reduce aid budgets.